Hi everyone, and welcome back to For the Love of Dogs. I'm Arthur E. Benjamin, and I'm here with Farrah White, and there are some big changes to the Dallas Companion Animal Project. We will meet the new president of it coming up.
Then we all know what a difference a makeover makes, especially a good one. Think about what a good bath and haircut can mean to a dog looking for a home. Later in the show, we'll see the transformation on 3 different rescue dogs.
Really?
That's right. Arthur needs a bath.
And as the warmer weather approaches, we have a reminder for you about keeping your dogs out of the car, not leaving them in the car.
Absolutely. But first, more on the changes to the Dallas Companion Animal Project. Originally, DCAP was created as a task force to help lead Dallas Animal Services forward, becoming a no-kill shelter. Today, it's expanding to work as a liaison between dozens of local rescue groups, including Dallas Animal Services.
The first president of this new organization is Chris Watts. And he joins us today with all the exciting changes in store for Dallas Animal Rescue.
Welcome
Chris,
to the show.
Thanks. Thank you for having me.
Let's talk about the DCAP as a task force. What was it originally set up to do?
In October of 2011, the city of Dallas and the leadership in Dallas asked a group of people, professionals in the animal welfare community, to pull together and try to figure out what steps would be necessary within our community to make Dallas one of the leading and largest no-kill shelters in the United States.
And so that's been going on since, you said, 2011?
2011, one of the first components to what we did was actually approach the community and get community buy-in and input. And from there, we were able to start creating a plan as to what all the different components would look like.
And how has that affected the euthanasia rate?
It's crazy how just the words "no kill" spark so much passion in people, and then drive, and then all of a sudden support, and then we've seen in 2009 the rates at Dallas Animal Services, about 80% of the animals that went into the shelter would not come out. Today, our rate is about a 48% do not leave the shelter. And when we talk about animals at the shelter, we're talking about all of the animals, not just the healthy adoptable ones, which a lot of times no-kill references simply healthy adoptable. We're talking about all the animals at the shelter.
So what are you focusing on now?
Well, now that we're a nonprofit and not a task force, we're able to really look at some things from an alternative perspective. And really focus on community needs as well as rescue needs as well as what the shelter needs. The 3 main components to the Dallas Companion Animal Project are community. What is it that we need to do in our community to raise education and awareness, to help gain support and provide food or low-cost vetting or free spay and neuter, to help the numbers that would historically be put into the shelter by not spay or neutering your dogs, or by not being able to afford dog food. How can we keep those animals out of the shelter? So from a community perspective, we've really got to focus on how can we keep those animals in their homes and their happy environments that they're already in. Then from a rescue partner component, what can we do to help our rescue partners be able to save and pull more animals from the shelters? Do they need food? Do they need support? Do they need marketing done for their events? What is it that we can do and offer in terms of assistance and expertise that they don't have time to? Most people in rescue have full-time jobs and then do everything else on weekends and evenings. So what can we do to help in that regard? And then from the Dallas Animal Services perspective, from the shelter perspective, and focusing on what is it that we can do as DCAP to help provide some of the assistance that might be more of a bureaucratic process if you're going through a city organization. What can we do to do a Friends of program like many libraries have that the shelter offers or could benefit from? How can we help buy a piece of equipment that might be $8,000 that we as a group can do today, but if we had to go through a procurement process in the city, might be 8 months before they got that piece of equipment. So those are the components to the groups and organizations that fall under the benefits of an organization like DCAP.
And do you have an actual office and staff now?
Oh no, not yet. Now that we've merged, obviously as we're looking at expanding and growing to who we are, we will be add those accoutrements to who we are. We do want an executive director in the near future, but right now it's the passion and drive of people and their own willingness and time to make these things happen.
Well, and you have a few of the pretty heavy hitters as far as dog rescues helping you out.
We really do. One of the other really exciting things about the Dallas Companion Animal Project is watching old school and new school blend.
Yeah.
Having the expertise of what rescue was 10, 15 years ago to what we see as an up-and-coming group of people, the millenniums, that want to really be involved. And so Mary Spencer, which is the chair of the Dallas Animal Shelter Commission, Maleska Fleetus, who is now my co-chair with the Dallas Companion Animal Project, Elaine Munch, of course, with Metroplex Animal Coalition. But on the newer side, we have Mary O'Connor, who's key in the marketing projects for the the United States Olympics team, and Scott Barretto, who owns Straight Out Media. So we've really got this incredible opportunity of meshing what is a true representation of our community into a group that will move us towards no kills.
Well, talking about moving towards no kill, can you be more specific on the long-term goals for the organization?
One of the challenges in no kill is having common terminology. Many gauge no kill to be 90% live release rate of healthy adoptable animals. We have to change that. We have to understand that a live release rate is about the percentage of animals, all the animals coming out of a shelter. So when we measure no kill in Dallas, we're measuring all the animals, dogs and cats, that are at Dallas Animal Services, not simply the healthy adoptable ones. If we actually used a model that some cities do today, Dallas would be at an 84% live release rate. But that's only focusing on the healthy adoptable animals.
Right.
That's not an accurate depiction of what's happening. Right now, by that same model, and focusing on all of the animals in the shelter, we're at about a 54 to 55% live release rate, which is low, but better than it was 2 years ago when we only saw 20% of the animals being released from the shelters. So in a 2-year span, that has grown more than...
But what's a realistic expectation on that basis for getting to a no kill?
Well, obviously there's a huge component in the community that we have to be aware of. We need to focus on our communities. There's just so many variables, and that's the challenge to an organization like DCAP. We don't need to always focus on the shelter. We need to focus on our community. What's putting the animals into the shelter? And I'm a firm believer that, unfortunately, the issue and problem that we have with a homeless population of animals isn't the animals' fault. It's the community's fault, and the community needs to fix it.
Wow, and you have said that word a lot today, and it really is ringing home and true, and that's the first place that we all need to start. So thank you for heading that up. You can follow all of the new changes to the Dallas Companion Animal Project, and Chris apparently is going to have some big announcements coming up, and you can see them online at the DallasCompanionAnimalProject.wordpress.com. And we'll also keep up with the progress here on our show. So thank you for coming, Chris.
Thank you for having me.
But wait.
What?
Wait!
What?
Chris isn't going anywhere.
Ah.
He's sticking around with us to show us some really good things that can happen with grooming to help rescue dog. So we'll be right back with that.
There you go. Well, you can get some tips too.
My name is Teresa. This is Scooter.
My name is Amber. This is Duke.
I'm Dr. Dixon, and this is Annie.
I'm Emily. This is Jackson.
I'm Kelsey, and this is Skittles.
My name is Miko. This is Chloe.
My name is Ty. This is Callie.
My name is Tamar. This is Simon.
My name is Renee. This is Snowball.
My name is Dr. Miller. This is Fletcher.
My name is Eric. This is Sport.
My name is Stacy, and this is Britches.
And I'm a pet lover first.
And I'm a pet lover first.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Well, welcome back to The Love of Dogs. We met Chris Watts in the last segment. Chris is the new president of Dallas Companion Animal Project, but Chris is also the co-owner of
Petropolitan,
and an award-winning Dallas dog grooming spa.
Hi, guys.
There's that. So Chris is back to show us how a little dog grooming can really make a difference for a dog looking for a home.
At Petropolitan.
That's right. So when did you get into dog grooming?
Well, after 9/11 happened, I kind of rethought my career where I was in banking, and I needed a break to figure out what it was I was going to do. And a friend of mine owned a grooming shop, and he needed a manager. So I said, you know, let me go do this for a little bit while I figure out what I'm going to do. And then 6 years after doing that, I opened the Petropolitan.
And what services do you offer there?
We do dog walking, in homes, grooming, overnights, you name it, everything but vet care, basically.
He went from clipping the customers of a bank to clipping dogs.
You know what? But how much more fun is that?
I have my soul
You
back.
know? Yeah. I mean, clearly it's suiting you. You look great.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So I think that was a good decision. So where exactly are you?
We are downtown on Harwood, close to the Farmers Market at 408 South Harwood.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And I know the farmers market's about to go through
some crazy changes.
Yeah, so I mean, hopefully that'll be, you know, real good for the area and bring more people in too.
Absolutely.
So.
And it is a retail store.
We do have a boutique as well.
Oh, yes. Cool.
Things you won't find anywhere else.
Do you get a lot of rescues that come through?
We do. About 90% of the animals that we handle are owned now, but they're from rescue and the shelters. So it's really a great homage to what we do every other day.
So Bandit fits right in.
Bandit does fit in.
Absolutely.
So you think that these rescues, these guys, they need a little pampering, a little love, a little grooming to get them set up to be all they can be so they can get adopted?
When we're looking to meet somebody, we get all gussied up, don't we?
You are, yes, we do. Yes, we do. So we've asked you to show us 3 examples, 3 rescue dogs. So we'll go through and show us. So the first dog is going to be Emma. So tell us about Emma.
Emma is 3 years old, Catahoula mix, tiny little Catahoula. Very timid and shy, but very loving.
And here's the results.
Wow,
Wow, what a difference.
Emma.
Hi, pretty. What are you doing? I know.
Who's a pretty girl?
She's like, okay.
Look at that.
She's pretty.
Absolutely.
And Emma's up for adoption now?
She is up for adoption through
pretty
Dallas Animal
eyes.
Shelter, or the Dallas Animal Services.
She looks like a little fox.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
She's
She looks
foxy.
like a little fox. And she's sweet.
Oh, bless her.
Bless you.
Well,
She's a
and
very
now
sweet girl.
she's totally foxy
Now,
after her
as we
Petropolitan
looked
trip.
at a before picture, tell us
Yes.
about dog number 2.
Yes, let's go look. This is
Alfie.
Alfie.
Alfie is just a little over a year, about 14 months old. And we're not entirely sure of his mix, but you know, we're all a little bit
And
of
now let's
everything.
see the results.
Oh,
Alfie!
look at Alfie.
Hey, Alfie.
Hi, pretty.
Hi,
Aw.
Look at the difference.
He's so shiny.
he is very shiny and
What a
such
nice
a
coat.
sweet dog.
Yeah,
he's
you know,
another one up for
he's
adoption.
almost a different color.
Yes.
A little bit.
Yep, he has a lot of red highlights. Out in
Yeah.
the sun, he has a different glow about him, don't you? Don't you?
See, and I usually have to pay so much to make that happen.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to go to the
Next
Petropolitan.
week we're going to show the before and after shots.
Okay. So let's see our third baby. Tell us
Then-
about Cosmo.
Cosmo is, oh, hi, sweet girl, is roughly 3 years old. She is a mama. We don't know how many times over, but she is a poodle wire hair terrier mix. Hi, what are you doing? And one of the sweetest dogs you'll ever meet. When she came to the shop for us to do her makeover, she was pretty orange. Hair everywhere was orange, and it's amazing just a good bath what it'll do.
And look at her now. She's so happy, and she's so white. She's just a little puffball.
I think Bandit may have a new companion.
Right? Look at that. He's like, I got a girl.
You've got to be qualified as a service dog first and travel.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, this would never be a service dog. But what a loving animal. What a great companion pet.
It's all relative.
She's beautiful, yeah.
She also needs a home, and she is one of the very special pets, the VSPs at the shelter, which means that there is a euthanasia date on her. So, you know, she's one that we actually are putting out there for everyone to see, because I don't think that she's had the right people just see her yet. So.
Aww, look at her. Well, she's
put her up
beautiful.
because, can we get a little bit tighter shot on her, because she is just,
look at her.
She is just gorgeous, and she's, as you can see coming over to me, so loving. Somebody out there, come get Emma.
You can call me at the shop.
Cosmo.
Well,
I can come get Emma too.
Yeah, come get it.
Right.
But let's get Cosmo out.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Sweet girl. I know.
See, now she walked away from me because I called her by the wrong name.
Probably.
Oh, no, she's coming back to make up. I think she's in love with Bandit.
I think you're right.
They're having fun.
That's an aggressive girlfriend.
Is there any other kind? So again, Petropolitan is located at 408 South Harwood Street in Dallas. You can call 214-741-4100 or visit Chris online at thepetropolitandallas.com.
What a great phone number. Let's go back to that. That was a great phone number.
741-4100. 214-741-4100.
741-4100.
You should come up with a jingle.
I'm through flipping burgers and frying fries. It's time you realize the place that you want to be is at Petropolitan.
Look at that.
I'm loving it. Are we doing
you got to rap
royalties
that.
I just need a little bit more rhythm.
Now, quickly, before we go to showing the website or anything, tell us how long you've actually been there at that location?
At that location, almost 7 years. We'll celebrate 7 years in November.
Nice.
And love it. Love downtown. It's a really great environment to see all the dogs moving into an urban environment, and knowing that you can live downtown with an animal is like a huge thing too. So.
Well, and do you find that a lot of your clientele is from the downtown area, or do people come in?
We have both. A lot of people downtown, but also, you know, we encourage people who work downtown to bring their dogs, because if you're going to sit in traffic on your way to or from, wouldn't you rather do it with your dog than somebody you really don't like?
Let's handle the first question somebody's going to have before they call you.
Fair enough.
Is there decent parking?
I have parking right in front of the building between certain hours. Otherwise, we do have meter parking available, and you can just call us if you've been there before, and we'll run out and grab them for you.
Well, that's what's nice, is that you're going to drop them off and come back and get them anyway, probably, right? Or is that what most people do?
Most people do. The grooming depends on the dog, on how long it takes.
And in downtown, you call that a drive-by.
Better than a drive-through.
Better than a drive-through.
That's right.
That's right. That's funny. Well, and thank you so much for coming in today.
Again, thanks for having us.
Yeah, and talking about DCAP. And we do want to thank Chris for being here today. And when we come back, we're going to have an important reminder for dog owners as the weather heats up.
Hi, I'm Sheryl Crow, and I'm a musician and a mother, and this is Buttercup. She's also a mother, but not by choice. She's a survivor of a puppy mill. Buttercup spent her life in a dirty wooden hutch, forced to produce litter after litter. She never went to a veterinarian or a groomer. She never had a soft spot to rest or a kind touch. She existed this way in cruel isolation year after year. Puppy mills are mass production factories where mother dogs suffer their entire lives, producing nearly 100% of puppies sold in pet stores and on the internet. When these dogs are no longer able to produce, they are often destroyed. Buttercup's nightmare ended the day Animal Rescue Corps saved her life. She finally knows what it means to have a loving family, but for the millions of dogs suffering in the estimated 15,000 puppy mills across the United States, this nightmare continues. Animal Rescue Corps and I ask you to visit your local shelter or rescue when choosing your next animal companion. You will not only be saving a life, you will be helping put an end to this cruel industry. Please go to animalrescuecorps.org to learn more about ending puppy mills. Buttercup and I thank you.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
That was pretty good.
Thanks.
As summer approaches, it's important that all of us as pet owners are reminded about keeping our dogs safe, and that's a key ingredient to dealing with the heat.
Absolutely, especially in Texas. Here's a PSA created by the Toronto Humane Society. Watch this.
It's a record-breaking day, 40 degrees with the Humidex.
Wow, that was brutal.
Yeah, that's those are always, PSAs are always kind of tough, but
Yeah.
it's always
But I
important
mean,
subject matter.
Well, Bandit and I were out in another place, I won't say where, and there were 3 dogs in the back of the car, and he called the police, and I broke the window because they were failing. And people don't realize your car can go to 115 degrees in about 10 minutes. Even if it's 80 out, your car can go to, easily goes to that. And cars can go much higher than that on a hot day. And cracking the windows and leaving a little bit of breathing room doesn't do it for a dog. It just gets too hot. They don't belong in a car. They belong either at home or at an animal play place, or they belong with you. And that means if you have to sit outside in 126 degrees to eat your lunch, then they should sit alongside you outside.
Yeah, well, and they even have fur coats on. I mean, so
That's right.
imagine being in the car
And
with
they
a fur
don't,
coat.
you know, they don't perspire like we do.
No,
they
they
don't
don't.
have any glands to sweat.
No, they
Dogs
pant,
don't sweat.
right,
They
mainly?
pant. They get it through their tongue, their paws, and they can put their bellies, which usually don't have hair, on a cold floor. That's the only way they get relief. That and water. So heat is the thing. And then holding on to your dog. You know, you got an ice cream cone in one hand, your dog in the other hand, and the next thing you know, I know Bandit. He's a great dog. He's perfectly trained. But given the right attraction, he'll go for it and take off, and then he thinks it's a game. He doesn't realize cars are. So just please pay attention to your animals. Changing gears a bit, I think. Farrah and I were really excited at a response we got from our film, Champion, at the Dallas International Film Festival. And it got us thinking about some of the best dog movies of all time. Do you have a favorite?
You asking me?
Well, you talked about it
You know
before,
what?
so-
I've actually got a few. I'm a sucker for dog movies, but I can tell you, PetStyle.com certainly does. In fact, they put together their top 10 list of favorite dog movies, and these are listed in no particular order, but we're going to start with a classic. Who doesn't love 101 Dalmatians? The original movie was made back in 1961 and was the highest grossing movie of all time. It was remade in 1996 and made over $136 million.
Next is Marley and Me. The movie was starring Jennifer Aniston and Owen Wilson and certainly pulls at the heartstrings. This movie ranks 3rd of all movies in the last 35 years.
Cats and Dogs ranks right behind Marley and Me in earnings. It's a spy movie with a twist. Apparently the cats are trying to stop a scientist from trying to cure humans of all dog allergies. The dogs are secret agents trying to protect the scientists. So what happens? You'll have to see the movie.
The next top dog movie of all time is Eight Below. This is based on the true story of an Antarctic dog sled guide who is forced to leave the team because of a storm. The team eventually learns to care for themselves and able to rescue their human friend.
Next on the list is Snow Dogs. This movie focuses on the sport of mushing. A man and self-proclaimed dog hater moves to Alaska to claim an inheritance. While there, he falls in love with the sport and the dogs. This is said to be a very funny movie.
And who doesn't love Turner and Hooch, starring Tom Hanks? This is about a dog de Bordeaux. The dog is the only witness to a murder, and you'll have to see the classic.
The first installment of Beethoven is a huge favorite among families. It's about a lovable, slobbering St. Bernard, and we had several of those, who is always getting into trouble. His huge size plays a part in the chaos, and this movie has made up to 7 series.
Benji is a classic, and it's next. Next is?
Best in Show.
Great movie, hysterical take on what happens at a dog show.
Wow.
And?
Rounding out our top 10 list is
Lassie.
Yes.
Lassie Come Home, actually. This should be number 1. It's a timeless classic with Elizabeth Taylor, and it's the undying love of a dog for a boy.
Which is a great story.
So, what's your favorite?
Yeah.
Mine's Benji.
Aw.
That's all the time we have for today's show. Thanks to Chris Watts with DCAP and Petropolitan Dallas.
Remember to keep up with For the Love of Dogs online at AmericanDogRescue.org and follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter.
And for all of us here at For the Love of Dogs, thanks for watching as you do always, and see you next week.